What can you tell us about the deleted scene that they had of you at the very beginning?
Yes, I mean that will haunt me forever. I think if that doesn't get if that doesn't get released on some kind of special edition or whatever. But I think, as you alluded to when we were chatting before, Colin, that these poses and these holds and various things can become very painful after a while, because if you're doing something very static. So, for instance, I was told by Tim about this scene, and the idea was that I was amongst these gargoyles, and that the audience wasn't really quite sure that the camera would pan up Gotham Cathedral, and you would see these gargoyles, but then you would see this kind of silhouette, if you like, this figure. And it was just the fact that there was these sort of lovely movements which just gave a real interest there to the audience. And so I assumed this position, which was very crouched, but it was also a nice symmetry, because, again, being a dancer, you didn't want to look like something that was awkward and ugly. So you had this lovely symmetry in the suit. But what I was doing, I was kind of contorting my body, and you have this sort of independence where you may turn a bit of the back and then the shoulder and then a bit of the head in the neck, and it just worked beautifully. I was literally in that position for such a long time. It was, I could feel the pain, going through everything. But dancers are masochists anyway, so
That's the best description of a dancer, really.
they are suffer for your art, and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to wince out of this one. And
if there's not blood on the dance floor, you're not doing
no,
something
it's not
right.
right. It's not right. If it takes me an hour to get my, to stand upright again, that's fine. I've done the job. I've done the job. No, but it literally was a long time. But the feeling I got and the feedback was that it just looked amazing. Really looked amazing when they'd seen it in the rushes, the dailies, and that was the wardrobe people that told me that. And it felt so right for me as well. I think you have that feeling, don't you, when you
Oh,
perform?
absolutely.
Something is really, you've hit it well. And I just couldn't believe it when I went to the cast and crew screening and it wasn't there. I thought, why have they replaced that with animation?
It sticks out like a sore
Oh
thumb. It
yeah, it
looks so bad.
does.
Even as a
Yeah.
kid, I like always associated, like, is Looney Tunes part of this because they were a Warner Brothers thing, and I was like,
Yeah,
and then on the
Yeah.
VHS there was this like Bugs Bunny Daffy Duck like
I know.
infomercial or something, and I was like, huh?
There's been a
Yeah.
lot of conjecture, hasn't there, over that scene, and people saying, well, the reveal would have been too early. But I don't believe that, because the reveal was only, the silhouette, in a sense, anyway. It wasn't sort of like giving the face away or too much away. It was just a hint of Batman. And
Mhm.
it was also showing you that he was aware about the muggers, and that he was moving into a better position to kind of access them. When they were there, when they were just going through all the various, American Express, etc. So I honestly think it would have flowed better with that.
I agree.
Absolutely. I agree too.
I saw the pictures of it and I said, this is a beautiful shot of you crouched down with the gargoyles in the cathedral. So it like creates like bookends,
Yes.
of like the beginning of the cathedral and the end of the cathedral. And I also found it very symbolic because Batman is this dark character. He's got almost like devil horns on the mask. He's a
Yes.
scary figure and he's amongst the gargoyles. And anybody who knows what the purpose of gargoyles is to scare scary things away. And that's
Yes.
kind of what Batman does is he
Yeah.
Yeah.
protects the good people. He's the dark demonic looking figure, but he scares the bad guys away. And
Yes.
then the Joker is this lighthearted, goofy, like lovable looking clown, but really he's the bad guy and Batman's the
Yes.
good guy. So for
Yeah.
Batman to be with the gargoyles and looking the way he does, I was like, this would be like the perfect opening for him.
Yeah, and it gave you also, I think, that the chance, you could appreciate that set as well, couldn't you? Where you got that lovely gothic feel right from that moment where you saw
Right.
the gargoyles and you saw the way it was lit.
I would die if
A
I was on that
masterpiece.
set. That would be like my favorite playground ever.
Oh.
I don't think I want to leave.
No, no. Oh, that's how I felt. I just thought, my word, I've got the first three shots in the movie when that I'd potentially done that and thought that was going in, and I thought, wow, I've landed. No, there's that one. Then I've landed, and then you see me open the cape and jump down. The next shot. Um, I was so crestfallen, devastated when that didn't go in.
I don't blame you. We'll have to start a petition to get that.
Yeah, I think it needs it. I think we
Jeff's
could
good
go
at arguing.
Let's do it.